Hi everyone, welcome to part one of our LinkedIn video series, Why You Should Join LinkedIn Now. I'm Christina Gartelos, part of Learning Services here at Aquent. Very glad you can join us, so let's jump in. I want to start by talking about some reasons you haven't joined LinkedIn quite yet, but you should. The first one I hear frequently is, I'm too busy. Guess what? I don't think you're too busy to get your dream job. And I don't want you to be outsmarted by your competition. The reality is, everybody else out there, all of your competition is making time to join, and so should you. If you don't make it a priority to create your LinkedIn profile, you're going to be left behind. The second reason I hear frequently, Christina, I'm not looking for a job yet. I'll join LinkedIn sometime. I'll get around to it when I'm looking for a job. Guess what? The best time to get a job is when you already have a job. In the same way that I always suggest to job seekers that they should have an up-to-date resume available, you should also keep your LinkedIn profile up to date, even if you're not looking for a job. You may find that a great opportunity passes you by because it came about quickly, you needed to act quickly, and you weren't prepared. Maybe you're not looking for a job in another company. Maybe you're very happy in the company that you're at. The great news is that LinkedIn can also be used to help you get a promotion or a transfer. For example, if you're looking to get a promotion, it's great to build your professional presence as a credible individual. Connect with senior leaders in the organization, post articles about interesting things. You will find all of this to be very valuable. Perhaps you're looking to relocate to Australia and you work for a global company. It's time to make some connections in Australia, peeps. G'day, mate, right? You want to connect with the people who are in Australia, get to know them, build relationships with them, help them out as you can. It's going to be a great way to set you up for success within your own company. Another thing a lot of people have said to me when I try to talk to them about joining LinkedIn is that they want to keep their personal information private. While I can respect that very much, I would ask you, have you Googled yourself lately? If you haven't, try it. You're going to find that a lot of the information about you is probably already public. There's a lot out there these days. More than that, other people are Googling you, especially if you're job searching. Know that recruiters, hiring managers, and interviewers are going to be Googling your name. If you don't come up, they'll assume that you haven't made much of an impact or aren't technically savvy enough to be on LinkedIn. Also, if you're on Facebook, you know that there are privacy options that you can set up. The same is going to be true with LinkedIn. Another common objection I hear to joining LinkedIn is that people don't want their manager to know that they're looking for a job. Totally fair. I understand. But have no fear. You can create a profile without publicizing this. By setting up your notifications in a certain way to not publicize the changes you're making, you won't have to worry about this at all. And last but not least, maybe you're one of those people who likes to network in person, but you're not so comfortable doing it virtually. If you want to get great results, I would challenge you to take a two-pronged approach. The best one-two punch when it comes to networking is networking in person. That's always going to be around, and also networking virtually. Take advantage of LinkedIn. You won't be sorry that you did. If my suggestions and ideas aren't enough, let's take a look at the stats. Those might convince you. According to LinkedIn, just checking it recently today, there are 150 million members worldwide. Tracking firm Comscore actually found that in their research during Q1 of 2012, there were 9.4 billion LinkedIn page views. So a lot of people on LinkedIn, a lot of people regularly using LinkedIn. Also, based on a survey from Bullhorn Reach, out of jobs posted on social networking sites, 77% were reported to be found here. If you're still not convinced, let's talk about it in a different way. You ever heard of that Kevin Bacon principle? A lot of people would play a game around it. It's this idea of the small world phenomenon, this thinking that anyone in a film can be linked to Kevin Bacon within 6 steps. So through 6 different movies, anyone in one film can be connected to Kevin Bacon. It's based on this premise of 6 degrees of separation, right? The same idea that everyone is on average approximately 6 steps away by way of introduction to every other person on earth. Take a look at this statistical update. This is based on my own LinkedIn profile. You're going to see that I have 732 connections. These are my friends, colleagues, family, etc. 2 degrees away, these are friends of my friends who are connected to one of my connections. I have over 236,000 folks that I have access to. 3 degrees away, these are friends of my friends, if that makes sense. I am connected to over 8 million people. Wow, that's a pretty huge network. You'll also see that the total number of people you can contact directly through InMail, once again based on that stat of the current number of people on LinkedIn, is 150 million. Now for InMail, you do have to have a paid subscription or paid membership to LinkedIn, which I do not. I haven't found that I've needed it at this point, and I've been able to leverage a lot of things in LinkedIn. Let's talk a little bit about some benefits of LinkedIn. The first one is accelerated networking. You're going to find that networking is still the #1 way that people get jobs today, and a lot of jobs aren't ever advertised publicly. We call this the hidden job market. I have friends who will post job openings on their profile because they only want it to go to their actual network. These are jobs that their company is posting, but is really only looking for referrals to take that position. You're also going to find that once you meet people at networking events, a great way to get in touch with them is to connect with them on LinkedIn. It's not only an easy way to stay in touch, but it's also a way to really know more about their background. What roles have they been in? Who do they know who you might want to know, etc. If you're like me, LinkedIn didn't exist when I graduated from college. No joke. So LinkedIn is a great way to get back in touch with old friends, work colleagues, and classmates. Besides reconnecting, which is just kind of fun, you may also find that they know about or are connected to some people who can help you in your job search. Another benefit of LinkedIn is improving your online searchability. If a recruiter is searching for top candidates and sourcing for their jobs on LinkedIn, your goal is to get to the top of the list by having a great profile with keywords that come up when they do a Boolean search on you. We're going to talk about how you can create a really compelling profile and improve your searchability in part 2 of our LinkedIn series on creating a LinkedIn profile that gets results, so don't miss that one. You can also find that if people are just Googling you in general and you have a LinkedIn profile, that's going to improve your searchability when it comes to recruiters, hiring managers, interviewers, whoever it might be. Next, you can really build your personal brand through LinkedIn. I think that it's a great opportunity to join groups that may be based on industries, perhaps they're based on similar interests or subject matters. Whatever it might be, you can really establish yourself as a credible subject matter expert by posting interesting articles, asking great questions in group conversations, bringing up or starting a new discussion on an interesting topic, coming up with innovative ideas and approaches that make people notice you. Another thing that you can do on LinkedIn is search for jobs. There is a job function, and you'll find that you can do more than just search for jobs. You can also see who is connected to either that job or that company within your LinkedIn community, within your contacts. The next thing you can do is gain great intel on companies, individuals, and industries. This can help out in a lot of ways if you think about it. If you're going to an interview, it's good to research the company and potentially research the individual, get a sense of the company's culture. You can also ask great questions in the interview around strategic initiatives or recent news that you heard about around that company. It's also helpful to take a look at industries, get a better sense of the latest industry trends so you can stay on top of that. And of course, there is so much more. You're going to find out all the other reasons and the other benefits of LinkedIn if you continue listening to parts 2 and 3 of our LinkedIn series. I hope that this has given you some helpful information, so you've had some discoveries, maybe some aha moments that it would be valuable to join LinkedIn now. I hope it gave you some valuable information, but more than that, I really hope it's compelled you to create a LinkedIn profile. So, so important. The next step in your LinkedIn journey is going to be to actually learn how to create a LinkedIn profile that gets results. We're going to be talking about that in part 2. And then in part 3, we'll be discussing landing your next job using LinkedIn. So I hope you'll also tune in for those video snippets. I want to give a special shout out to a resource that was very helpful to me in creating these presentations. It is the Blue Sky Guide to LinkedIn by Louise Fletcher. Louise Fletcher is the owner of Blue Sky Resumes, and a valuable resource for creatives when it comes to everything from resume writing to LinkedIn profile writing. So do check that out if you're interested in that resource, and can't wait to see you for our next video. Take care, everybody, and I wish you nothing but phenomenal things using LinkedIn.